Okay, Bezat Hashem, our dear friend Shlomi asked us a question, and I needed to type him in a long answer that he should not make any further questions than that, because I tried to cover every single angle of it. And the question is, what about a person that has, I think you also asked me this question, if you have cameras at home, yeah? And you want to put those cameras on in your house, and whenever you're going to come in, I'm not talking about the cameras that they are also only inside the rooms, talking about the cameras that they are outside your house, the front door.
Yeah.
When you're walking in, and Jack is talking to you, you are captured. Don't move.
In my own house.
Yeah, in your own house. We're not talking when you're going to somebody else's house. Talking about when you're coming to your own house. Person wants to install it in his own house, or he's already installed it. Is he allowed to? Thank you. Is he allowed to install such a thing, or if it's already installed, is he allowed to use such a thing? That's the question. Yeah. So private cameras in the house. תיקח לך? תאכל?
לא, אני בסדר.
אוקיי. זה טרי מהיום הכל. טרי.
כל הכבוד.
בייגל מזונות.
עוד בגלל מזונות?
מזונות.
אם אמרת המוציא יצאת. אמן? נירזי ענן, בהאי מילתא, שהרי הפעלת המצלמות אפילו בידיים היא רק מדרבנן. עכשיו, we have to know, רבותיי, there is a difference in הלכה, if you are doing something on Shabbat מדאורייתא level, by Torah אסור, or מדרבנן אסור. דרבנן said no. Who said that's not allowed to? So electricity, we're not allowed to turn on electricity, but miTorah, you're allowed to turn on electricity that doesn't get hot. By Torah, electricity that gets hot, it's not allowed.
Wait. Doesn't get hot.
But if it gets hot in your favor, זה אסור מהתורה. That's called גחלת של מתכת. The Shulchan Aruch says that if a person that is turning on גחלת של מתכת, גחלת, metal, hot,
Yeah.
like charcoal, כמו coal, yeah? גחלת של מתכת. So Rav Yosef says also that if you have, for example, plata, right, for Shabbat, plata shel Shabbat you have, and this plata makes the charcoal, makes the elements very hot. Or if you have toaster, electrical, you put the bread inside, it's toasting your bread, and the bread and the charcoal and the coils becomes red hot. So these situations in Shabbat, you're not allowed to do by Torah because like fire. But something that it is not so hot to a point that it is not able to touch. For example, if a person has a fan, ventilator, yeah? That fan doesn't get very hot to a point that you cannot touch. Even if it's going to work for hours, maybe it's going to get some warm, the motor, but it doesn't get hot in your favor.
Right.
Similar to this, AC. A person right now turning on an AC.
Spoke about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even the heat one?
We spoke about with Moshe, but not with everybody
No, I
else.
understand, but even with the
So everybody
hot,
else also need to know that to turn on AC on Shabbat, the cold one, is asur only midrabanan, not midoraita. Why? Why? You have the, how do you call this, compressor, right?
Compressor.
The compressor, the black compressor, it gets very, very hot. Extremely hot. You can fry an egg on it, how hot it gets. So why we say it's only midrabanan? Says Ravadia, because that heat does not benefit you. You want cold. You don't want heat during the middle of the summer, 100 degrees outside. You're turning on AC, you want the cold air to come in. You don't want the hot air to come in from that compressor. So therefore the heat is not in your favor. So therefore,
The heat usually outside.
yeah. So that heat, even if it gets turned on, it's outside. It's not in favor of me.
So it means I can turn that?
No, you cannot turn it on regularly, but you can ask
leave
a
it on
goy.
from Shabbat. Before Shabbat, you leave it on.
You cannot turn it on regularly,
Can I ask a goy?
but you can ask a goy, for example. You cannot ask a goy to turn on fire for you,
Can I ask,
or the oraita matters
can I
for
ask
you.
my
But you can ask a goy to
small
turn on
daughter?
the rabbanan things for you.
אני יכול
If it's for sake of mitzvah, let's say it's very, very hot. ילדים, you cannot.
קטנים גם.
אסור. The Torah says clearly that children obligated to keep Shabbat, and this is the only mitzvah that children obligated to keep by Torah. When the Torah says on the fourth commandment, Shamor et yom HaShabbat lekadesho, ata ובנך, ובתך, עבדך, שורך, וחמורך. You and your boy and your girl. So Gemara asks, which boy and girl are we talking about? Above 13 years old or below 13 years old?
Any.
Please shut off your cell phones. Above 13 years old or lower than 13 years old? So the Gemara says, if we're talking about above 13 years old, obviously he has to keep Shabbat. Why the Torah says, Shamor et Yom HaShabbat lekadesho, ata ubincha. Everybody have to do that. He himself has to keep the Shabbat. So when the Torah says, ata ubincha, you and your son and your girl, the Torah does not talk about son and girl that they are above 13 years old. That's given that they have to keep. This is part of the 613 mitzvot that they again became obligated. Rather, it is below 13 years old. So this is the only mitzvah by Torah that kids have to follow, that the father and the mother has to make sure to educate their kids to keep Shabbat meha Torah. So people that take their baby next to the light thinking, oh, the baby turned it on, the shake it. It will be better that you would do things with your elbow, b'shinui, will be a lower avera than you tell a child to do it regularly because he broke Shabbat on Torah level. And your shinui is the Rabbanan
Below
level.
3 years old, I used to have my son open the light, whatever she needs to do. No, not to open the light, to close it.
Oh, your son? Not allowed to?
When he was before, below 3.
אסור, this is written in
חב"ד.
Torah. טוב, בסדר. עכשיו תלמד. לפי הספרדים.
הוא שואל את הבן
חב"ד.
Camera is also the Rabbanan. So now the camera, let's go back to the camera.
Well, how about the air condition for heat?
Oh, air condition for heat, it depends what type of system there is. If there is please don't talk. It's interrupting the recording. The heat, it depends. There's two types of heat. One heat that there is electrical coils
Element, yeah.
and the air goes through them and gets warm and comes to the home. This is the oraita because it gets hot. In your favor, during the winter, you want the electrical coil to go hot for the air to flow through and make it hot. This is a Suba Torah.
Yes.
But there is today new system. How they made it, Johnny? They made system that the gas that flows, the freon, gas that goes through the pipes to make cold air, they found a way that if they will make it reversed, instead of flying this way, it's going to fly the other way, move the other way, it becomes hot.
Heating up, going to the radiator, cooling down, and go back. So the reverse said that the hot will go to the unit inside.
Yeah?
Okay.
So it goes the other way around, becomes hot. So it comes out that the coil does not get hot because of red hot, doesn't get heated up by electricity, it gets heated up by the gas. By the gas is the Rabbanan. Abandem?
The friction.
Friction, you're right. Friction of the gas is the Rabbanan. Abandem?
Okay.
Very good.
No, friction of metal and metal.
Yeah,
Friction of
yeah.
metal
Because
and
of
metal.
friction,
The piston.
yeah. The friction is only the Rabbanan, the lo mideoraita. Got it? So it's important to know that in case you want to ask a goy or stuff like that, will be only assume the Rabbanan. Now, what happens, says Rav Ovadia, if a person turning on, let's say fan, a Shabbat, your child or some adult, he turned on the fan, he did the Isur Deoraita or the Rabbanan, only Isur the Rabbanan, not Deoraita. Or somebody took the camera and he started videoing, taping everybody. He did Isur Deoraita the Rabbanan, only the Rabbanan. It's important to remember that because we're going to build a lot of points on this camera that is only the Rabbanan. That's why I gave you all this introduction and made you understand what's the difference between the Oraita and the Rabbanan when it comes to electricity. So far, so good?
But what is the difference? The sin is sin.
Good,
If
good.
They ask us to
Good
follow
question.
Rabbi, what make different now between Rabbanan or this
Good question.
What do you mean?
violation? That's
What's the
violation.
difference? You just slap somebody and you just kill
No,
somebody.
no, you don't need these examples. I'll explain
no.
it. Shh, Rabbi
Let
Say.
Rabbi answer. Let him answer.
The answer is, if you want to ask a goy, for example, on Shabbat, Chachamim said you're allowed to ask a goy something that we said not allowed. For example, right now it's very hot in the house. Friday night, very hot. You have a lot of people in the room suffering. AC, you forgot to turn it on. Can you ask the goy, turn on the AC or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
But if to turn on the AC would be asur by Torah, like turning on fire,
Even go cannot.
you cannot ask a goy. You understand? Torah law is much stricter than the Rabbanan law when it comes to ask a goy.
But if I'm doing violation already, we're talking about violation.
You're not allowed to
Sin-
do neither of the violations.
Sin,
Not the Oraita one and not the Rabbanan one. And whoever violates איסור דרבנן, חייב מיתה. Bring מסכת ברכות, עכשיו הוצאת אותה.
זה מה שאני אומר.
גמרא says,
Okay, but
דף
he
ד',
explained to you the difference. The difference here, you can ask the boy.
Yeah.
And
זה גדול פה.
אוקיי, אבל... אז אנחנו
גמרא
עדיין
says,
עושים following.
בוא תקרא.
We following.
לך סוף יש משקפיים או לא?
אני מבין מה אתה אומר, אבל אני אומר...
קח תקרא.
אני אומר משהו אחר לגמרי.
Gemara says, why a person,
חכמים עשו סייג.
סייג לדבריהם, כדי שלא יהיה אדם בא מן השדה בערב ואומר, אלך לביתי ואוכל קמעה. I'll go home, I'll eat a little bit, אשתה קמעה, I'll drink a little bit, ואישן קמעה, I'll rest a little bit, I was tired all day. ואחר כך, אקרא קריאת שמע ואתפלל, and then I will reach my Israel, and then I'll pray. And meanwhile, he ate, he drank, he slept, חביבי, till the morning. וחוטפתו שינה. ונמצא ישן כל הלילה. You will be missing the whole שמע ישראל, ערבית. אבל אדם בא מן השדה בערב, נכנס לבית כנסת. First thing after work, you go to בית כנסת. אם רגיל לקרות קורא, אם רגיל לשנות שונה, learn something, וקורא קריאת שמע, עשה שמע ישראל, מתפלל, pray, then go and eat. וכל העובר על דברי חכמים, חייב מיתה. Person that חס ושלום violates the words of חכמים, he is חייב מיתה. רפאל הצדיק. You understood? That's why you have to listen to the Oraita and to the Rabbanan. So to turn on the electricity yourself, even that's the Rabbanan electricity, you're not allowed to. But now we're gonna go to the next part of the class. It's called Psik Reshe. What is Psik Reshe? This concept in Halakha, it's a Talmudic concept. It's a very useful concept that you guys, if you understand that concept, it's gonna help you a lot in life. Psik Reshe is whenever I do something on Shabbat and I don't intend for that. Example, a person, I don't intend for that. Sorry, I didn't say right. It's whenever I intend to do A, and inevitable happens B. And B I don't intend for. Example, a person opened the refrigerator door on Shabbat, and the light turns on. What's your kavanah? To turn on the light or to open the refrigerator to take out the stuff?
To open the...
Oh. So that's, I'm doing A, inevitable B happens. So this concept in Halakha called Pasik Reshe. Why is it called this way? In the Talmud days, people used to play with the head of the chicken. That was the toys. You know, the whole chicken you can cook and eat, the head you cannot. So what happens what do you do with the head? Instead of buying toys in Toys R Us,
Shtange.
they used to play with that. They used to cut, when the shochet used to shech the chicken head, they used to take the chicken, give it to the children used to play with that. Now comes Shabbat, your son, says the Gemara, comes to you, says, Abba, I want a toy. Where's your chicken head? Hey, it got lost. The raccoon ate it. I don't have any more. And he's crying. They want to get it. I'm already tired. Say, hi, you know what? Let me take a knife right now. Nah, take another chicken's head.
Wow.
Shochet.
I will make shchita to the chicken. I don't intend to kill the chicken. What is kavanah? My kavanah is to let the child play with the head of the chicken to give me peace of mind, not to bother me.
Stop crying.
So stop crying. So Gemara says, Habibi, you don't intend. What do you mean you don't intend? You're going to cut off the chicken's head, it's going to remain alive. Pasik is cut off. Pasik reshe, you're going to cut off its head. Velo yamut, and he's not going to die. That concept came from there, and throughout the whole Talmud, Rafael is going to be called Pasik reshe. Pasik reshe. Yeah, that's the source. I'm explaining it to you. Try to not make noise with the chairs, please. I'm explaining it to you. So you, as baby steps right now, so you guys gonna understand later on, we're gonna build a lot on this concept. So now what happens whenever I do Pasik Reshe on Rabbanan level, not on Torah level? I'll give you two examples. You right now have a neighbor next to you. He, Chinese, Japanese, doesn't matter who he is. He decided to put motion sensor turning on lights. You pass by next to his house, boom. It turns on. Now, on the right side, you have Japanese put it. On the left side, you have Chinese put it. You're in the middle. You want to go to Kaneso. You want to go to synagogue. What do you do on Shabbat? From the right side, you have the Japanese. From the left side, you have the Chinese. You have to go. So says Rav Ovadia, when you pass by these LED lights that he has, LED we learned on Shabbat together, it is not restricted by Torah, right? LED, lo deoraita. You're going to remember, it's not deoraita. Nachon? So now on Shabbat, you want to pass by. What is your kavanah? Kavanah is A, to walk. What inevitable happens, automatically happens?
B.
B, the light turns on. So this concept in Halacha called Pasik Reshe, the Rabbanan. Question is, right now, we need a third component. If you remember on Shabbat we said, if you're caring about it or you don't care about it. De nichale or de la nichale. If you don't care about it, you have enough street light to manage, so this is 100% allowed. Pasik Reshe, the Rabbanan, de lo nichale, 100% allowed. Yeah, Rafael, you following?
Yes.
Very good. What happens, says Rav Ovadia, if the light is comfortable for you? Pasik Reshe, de nichale. What happens then? On Isur de Rabbanan. Yeah?
Can I do it?
So in general, we always say you cannot do it, like Rafael just answered. Good answer.
How I go to synagogue?
However,
Through the roof?
no, through the synagogue, it's not a hard question because that light of the Chinese and Japanese, it doesn't need.
Let's say you shut off your own light and you're using it daylight.
Yeah,
I'm gonna save my electricity, I'm gonna use daylight.
yeah,
This is what is mean.
yeah. Or I give you another example. There was one place in Freustills that the building management decided they're going to put motion sensors LED throughout the whole building to save on the electricity. That time, I remember who was in charge, if it's a federal or is it city, they gave certain funds for that. They wanted to reduce the electricity usage in the city. So they gave LED at the funding to all the places. You remember this or no?
Yeah,
They
yeah,
said,
yeah.
put lights,
Con Edison.
we'll give you on our account the bulbs, we'll give installation, everything on our account, remember? That was like a movement at that time. The AC they changed. Was a big thing. Some Yehudim jumped on the train, they made a lot of money. I know one person became a millionaire just from these AC things. Millionaire. So they jumped on the train the right time. He made his money, then the city closed the funding, he made his thing, so. So now, the guy wants to walk into such a building. Now there's some Yehudim in the building. Problem now, Shabbat. Now without this light, it's pitch dark in the building. Cannot see one stair. You can get stuck, Chas v'Shalom, fall.
In Israel, in my parents' building, the
Yeah.
same thing, many years.
Say that.
Each floor and you left.
You cannot hear, but also you can't. What do you do now? Now you have to go into the mind. Which light it is? LED light or the Oraita light?
LED.
It's yellow light like it used to be back in the day that used to get extremely hot, you cannot touch it. Or is it LED? What's the today's all the lights they put?
LED.
It's LED.
The majority.
Very good. So now, says Rav Ovadia Yosef, what happens when I don't have a way out? It's a need for me. It's a big need for me to walk. What can I do? They took them to court. In Forest Hills, the Jews took the building management to court. I don't remember who won at the end. Because for religious purposes, they said they're forcing us to break our Shabbat. And we're not allowed to turn on the electricity on Shabbat, so they should leave at least few lights on our account. We'll pay for that. The management said, no, we don't want it. So the Jews said, we're offering it out of our own pocket. Installation, the bulbs, electrical bill, whatever it costs. A year, we give a year ahead. We don't want to break Shabbat. What did they want to do? They wanted to put in each floor one lamp. It's going to give some light. Not a strong light, but some light so you can manage without the extra light. So then they're going to have Pasik Yasher de Rabbanan that you don't care for, lo nichale, because I have already light. They didn't let them. The management was Sonei Israel, didn't let them. They pay for everything, why do you care? No.
Yeah, they went down. It's safety.
Whatever, they make up their own stories. They didn't let them.
But it's
Now-
safety for you also. When it's pitch dark, it's dangerous. You can fall down the stairs.
Yeah, and the Jews wanted to offer it.
But they could have.
No,
They
what
said
I'm
no.
Saying, what I'm saying, even if without it, with emotion, פסיק רשע, כן?
דרבנן.
דרבנן,
Yeah.
במקום צורך גדול.
Oh,
Big need.
that's the
because-
question. What happens when there is a big need for that Pasik Yasher de Rabbanan? Would you still be allowed or no? You don't have the third component. You have the first two. Pasik reshe, I intend to walk. Inevitable, automatically, the light will turn on. Which light? Hot one or regular cold one, LED one? LED, the Rabbanan. Pasik reshe the Rabbanan, but here you care for it. Without the light, you're not going to be able to see anything in the staircases. Mausin. Says Rav Ovadia Yosef, there is few places he wrote like this, that even when it's nichale, you have whom to rely on. Even whenever it's comfortable for you, you have whom to rely on. You have somebody to rely on.
So it's allowed.
So, the word allowed, I didn't say. What did I say? You have whom to yesh al mi lismoch. Means it's not glad kosher.
We have no choice.
Yeah.
Like
So-
you say, Chinese, Japanese, you're
Yeah.
passing by, no choice.
No, over there it's
Yeah.
easier because the Chinese, Japanese, you have street lights. You don't need these lights to turn on. I can walk perfectly fine without those lights to turn on. These lights are needed for the neighbor themselves. They don't want people to come by close to their house and not be able to see them clearly on the video or through the window.
It's like pikuach nefesh, you know.
So Rav Ovadia Yosef says whenever.
What happened with the camera that you said I don't know?
That's exactly what we're going to. So right now, let's take this information. No talking, please. Whenever let's take that information and plug it into the camera case. A person comes into his home. His intention to turn on a camera or his intention to walk through the door? Oh. But what's inevitable happens? The camera turns on. So this pasik reshe, I intend for A, B will happen immediately.
So allowed.
Huh? The camera turns on. It's electricity that turns on. The electricity turns on. It's getting hot. You cannot touch it.
No.
Huh? No. It's just a system that turns on. If the electricity turns on, that does not get hot. It's asur b'Torah the Rabbanan.
The Rabbanan.
The Rabbanan. So therefore, it's pasik reshe, something I don't intend for, but it happens. In which level? The Rabbanan.
Okay, but Rabbanan also asur it says.
We are so to do actively, go to the switch and turn it on. But here I don't do actively.
You don't
I
have
intend to walk. I intend to open the refrigerator and the light turns on.
Happen.
It happens.
Refrigerator also can allow to open up.
Oh, so Rav Ovadia Yosef says, what happens if a person is stuck like this? He has right now, let's say he goes to Babulia. And Babulia is a very sick person. And she, sick physically, yeah, not mentally. And she asked you, please go and bring things from the refrigerator. If you're not going to bring it, hayav mita. V'kol ha'over al divrei Babulia, hayav mita. She's going to make balagan. She's going to argue with the whole family. I told you don't get to the yeshiva. Look what happened to him now. I asked him to bring one cucumber from the refrigerator. He says, Asur, Shabat. Now what do you do right now with this Babulia? And Babulia has LED lights, the refrigerator, she didn't turn it off.
בשינוי.
So good answer. When Shabbat, Pinchasov remembered well. You, ask a goy, Babulia is
אוקיי, היית פותח ככה, תפתח עם הרגל.
very good. So we learned on Shabbat that if a person is in this situation, try to open it b'shinui, abnormally. The Torah says, כי יעשה האדם מכל חטאות ונפש כי תחטא, בעשותה מכל מצוות אדוני אשר לא תעשינה. בעשותה. The Gemara learns from this that when a person does ba'asota, the regular way, that's considered to be a violation. Whenever you do it the abnormal way, that's not a Torah violation. It falls down to the Rabbanan violation. So that's on Shabbat. If a person's stuck in that, like this situation, you're in a hotel somewhere. Go to lahad.com. You're all the way there. You do not have access to the refrigerator and to turn off it before Shabbat. You didn't have.
Can I ask the technician to make my refrigerator to light always turn on? Or
If you
no?
know,
You
some,
could.
Some technician doesn't
Yeah,
know.
you could. We're talking right now Shabbat. Shabbat Utram, you're over there. Jojeli. You're in the situation. Hold on. What to do? So says Rav Ovadia Yosef in this case, open. Beshinui.
Sideways.
Why? Like this, you're doing Beshinui, you're making it Pasik Reshe into the Rabbanans. It's second level. Lower level. Pasik Reshe in second level, Betre de Rabbanan it's called, second level, lower level, it's mutar. Why is it lower level? One, you didn't do it the regular way, regularly it falls down one step. And the light that you turned on, it's not yellow light that gets hot, it is LED light. LED light is the Rabbanan. And you don't intend for that, so it's Pasik Reshe into the Rabbanans. Pasik Reshe into the Rabbanans, mutar.
Even the cameras of when they give you the light, it's also mutar.
Which light it is, you tell me now.
LED.
יפה.
Right, אני שם טייפ.
So,
No problem.
LED is the Oraita or the Rabbanan?
רבנן.
Rabbanan. So it's Pasik Reshe in the
אתה
Rabbanan.
לומד או לא?
So now,
הוא אומר, תראה
So
בצד.
I don't have to shut the
מה
door.
הוא הבין מזה?
מה הוא הבין?
הוא הבין שכאילו בבית שלו זה בסדר לפתוח שיש אור. אני
לא, אמרתי לך מצלמות.
בבית המקרר אני מדבר.
לא, המקרר לא, היא סוגרת את זה לתמיד. אין לי גם באמצע שובה.
Yeah, I also don't have.
אשתי עושה אותו דבר.
היא
אני
עשתה לי את זה
מתכוון,
ככה,
עצבים
וזה
מזה.
לא עובד כבר שנים.
אני מתעצבן שזה כל השבוע, אז
לא,
בלי אור.
You could put
לא,
oh,
כי זה טוב
right
מאוד.
now, my wife, when we moved, my wife got a refrigerator for Shabbat mode. You press a button over there before Shabbat,
Guess what was?
Shabbat
You
mode. תמוד.
get used to it.
Go stinge. During the week we have light,
tape.
Shabbat we don't have light.
tape.
Shabbat Yom Tov don't
יש לי
light.
שלוש מקררים, באחד מהם שמתי טייפ, אבל באחרים זה שבת מוד.
Yeah.
But when you put tape, it's make a noise. Woo.
לא, לא.
Yeah.
When you put tape, it's like the
Rabbi say I can't. Rabbi say it's not an open conversation. Rabbi say, excuse me. Slicha, slicha.
After.
We're recording over here.
Включать свет на шаббат.
We're not allowed to, yeah.
Почему?
Oh, so we learned that there is electricity you're not allowed to turn on by Shabbat. It's called molid. Molid in Hebrew means creating something that didn't exist yet.
I was going to ask you about that. The circuits are being created.
We're not allowed on Shabbat to create
The
something.
primary reason is because they of fire. The lights could be generate the fire.
That's also a possibility. Yeah.
LED doesn't generate the fire.
Nachon. That's for Torah restriction. Fire, it's Torah restriction.
But the regular lamp is 110 volts, Wolfram. LED diode,
Yeah.
5 volts.
it's like chemical reaction or something.
Yeah.
No, it's like
Lower voltage.
from 5
But
to
it still
12
can be
volt.
big fire.
There's
Yeah,
no-
it could. Everything could turn
You
into
can see
fire.
this battery that your flashlight, it's battery. Can I turn the light on Shabbat because of the battery low volt? 1.5
No, you cannot.
Oh,
Midrabanan.
not
No, he's asking why is the Rabbanan restricted? Its answer is because you created something that didn't exist yet. This light wasn't here, and you turn on the button, you made it here.
Even if it's low.
So that's called molid zerem.
Low
Molid
voltage, we
current.
still have a bulb, low voltage with
Not allowed to.
שזה אש.
כשאתה turn off, זה לא מוריד כלום, זה לא מוריד זה גם.
המנורה זה
That's called מכבה.
The bulb,
Turn
that's
it
what
off.
important.
אסור to ignite בשבת, and אסור to turn off בשבת.
Like the regular ones, that's it.
Rabbi Shai, let's continue with your permission, please.
So,
This is what Rav Yosef writes in Yabiya Omer in Chelek Dalet. I'm purposely saying the sources because it's going to go, I'm sure it's going to go to other places also. Yabiya Omer Chelek Dalet, Or Chaim Lamed Dalet, Ot Lamed Aleph. Over there, Rav Yosef writes that in time of need, a person is allowed to be lenient following Pasik Reshe, the Rabbanan, even though the third component is not there. Even though it's not Lo Nichale, it is Nichale. But if there is a big need for the situation, you could be lenient. That's many opinions. Also, he
that's
brings
from
it.
the Rabbanan.
The Rabbanan. And so too Rabbi Moshe Levi writes it. Menuchat Ahava in Chelek Bet in Amud Mem in Ha'ara Itin. And so too Chazon Ovadia writes it again in Shabbat Chelek Hey. And he says that's the opinion of the Bet Yosef. And so too he writes it again in Chelek Dalet in Amud Tafvav in Sof Tur Bet. So there is 5 places that I showed you that Rabbi Yosef writes that Pasik Reshe the Rabbanan, even though it is Nichale. Pay attention. It's Rafael. You walk logged in. Look at this. The third component is not there. It's Nichale. Nevertheless, says Rav Yosef, b'makom tzorech, in time of need, you could be lenient.
Right. That was like the guy that stood outside the building with the
Very
stove.
good, very good. One time, I remember the story that happens. One time I come to Bet Gabriel in the morning, Netz Minyan, and one guy comes, מה קרה? Yesterday was fine. He came to shul yesterday, it was fine. מה קרה? Oh, I got sick. למה? He says yesterday was a very strong storm of snow. I said so. He said in my building they put this motion sensor LED. At the moment you open the door, boom, the LED turns on. I said, what? He says, so instead of me walking inside, I always wait for some goy to pass by and then to open and I go with them. I said, so what happened? He said, yesterday the rabbi spoke for too long. When I came by, already the goy didn't pass by. I was waiting Friday night. Nobody passes by. For 2-3 hours outside, snow, storm, wind, the Nebonegi. He said, I'm freezing outside, but I didn't want to go inside not to break Shabbat. I said at the end, what time you walked in? They say I walked in at the end at 2 a.m. in the morning.
Wow.
2 a.m. in the morning. I said, how did you walk in? They said, one guy came from an apartment. He looks like he smoked something like this. He went outside to whatever. He opened me the door.
מה, והמשפחה שלו לא חיכתה לו?
No, he's single. Single. Maybe he's family, void family, I don't know, but he's single. He said, and then, he said, in the morning, I didn't want to miss nets. So after this situation, talking in the morning, I woke up after 2 hours to come to nets. I said, so? So he said, I got sick. I said, yeah. Do you learn during the week? No. I said, you see how important it is to learn. You said electricity asur, no? I said, so what should I do? I said, you should have walked in. Why? Because your kavanah was not to turn on the light. Yeah, but I'm benefiting from it. I said, nevertheless, in time of need, you could be lenient. Pasik yasheh, you don't intend for the light. You intend to open the door. By the way, the light turns on. So it's pasik yasheh b'drabanan. Pasik yasheh b'drabanan b'makom tzorech, even if it is comfortable for you, mutar.
Let's say if I have a door that I open the door, it makes noise. Beep.
Yeah. Same idea.
Same idea.
Yeah.
I don't have to shut it off.
Now, that beep that makes, is it in your favor or no?
No.
Oh, so that's even better than the case I presented because it's lo nichale. I'm not comfortable with that. It's not in my favor.
No, but
What does it benefit?
sometimes it's good because somebody come in, I came here, somebody came in.
Oh, good question. Do we go after the person that did the act? Or do we go after the person, somebody else that benefits from it? How do we look at it? Halakha says, melechet machshevet.
Because they used to shut it off in Shabbat, but if you tell me I don't have to, I don't have
It's
to.
better to shut it off. Nobody denies that. Question is, what if you didn't shut it off?
I said mutar.
Yeah.
You
Why?
put on silence. You don't hear it.
No, but that's the question.
He forgot to put
I'm
it on
asking,
silent.
sometimes I forget if this is
Yeah.
mutar or asur.
מותר.
Yeah, for Shabbat, you shut off all your phones, you put it on silence or whatever, and put it underneath clothing.
You understood or no?
Можно.
Mutar na ivrit означает можно. So far so good? Very good. We finished Ot Aleph, let's go to Ot Bet.
Rabbi
Yep.
Nachman, no?
You wanna get to Rabbi Nachman? Okay. We have 5-10 minutes Rabbi Nachman every day. Okay, so shut this off, we'll continue another time this.